Hello, English language learners. This is Alan, your English coach, back with yet another episode of Pronunciation Practice, a series of short videos to help English learners improve their pronunciation. And as you know from the last couple of episodes, we've been working on the sound which is called schwa in English. It does not get represented by any particular letter in the English alphabet, but certain letters can change from their normal sound to a schwa sound under certain circumstances. And that schwa sound is very, very easy to make, as you know already. It's a simple a little grunt, kind of like a caveman. Very, very easy to make and very, very common in English. So what's another reason why we would use that schwa sound in English? Well, when we put the letters ES, or sometimes simple S if the word already ends in an E, the ES will take on the sound of schwa, and not an S sound, but a Z sound, more like a Z, right? So when we see ES on the ends of certain words, we're not going to pronounce them S. We're going to pronounce them Z. And what are those examples? Well, for one thing, many times in English, as you know, when we move a word from being singular to plural, so one of a thing to many of a thing, we add an S or an ES. For example, like the word bridge. Bridge. Notice that last sound in bridge, J, J. When we add an E, well, we don't add an ES, we only add an S because bridge already ends in a silent E. So when we add our S, that E takes on the sound of schwa, and the S takes on that Z sound, so bridges. And that J sound is one of our 6 sounds that you're going to want to learn today and remember and watch for in your homework. Another time that we very often add an S or an ES to words is for certain verbs. In fact, every regular English verb has one form that ends in an S or an ES configuration. And many of those verbs will sound like Z when we add that ES. What's an example? Kiss. There's a fun word to say and to do, even. So when words end in S, verbs or nouns end in S, and we add ES to them, we get that Z sound again. So kiss becomes kisses. So we have 4 more sounds to look at. Z is another one, that Z sound. So whiz, for example, you add an ES and it becomes whizzes. Whiz, whizzes. Sh is another one. Wish becomes wishes. X is yet another one, often represented by the simple letter X. Mix becomes mixes. Mixes. Ch. That's the last sound, ch. When you have a word that ends in a ch sound and you add an ES in English, it adds the is. So birches. Birch becomes birches. That's it. Those are our 6 sounds. I'm going to write those sounds somewhere on this file so that you can have them in written form and can look for them and practice them and listen for them. Your homework, as always, is to look for these sounds in other people's speech and in your own speech and practice making those sounds. Meanwhile, please write any questions or comments in the comment section below, as well as any suggestions you might have for future episodes of pronunciation practice. Meanwhile, have a glorious week. Bye-bye.